Hello everyone, welcome to my online geography class KSK Geography. Today we are going to discuss one of the important chapters, that is agriculture. First of all, as I said in every chapter, you need to focus what are the things you need to study from this chapter, what are the things has been omitted from the syllabus, right? So that you need to focus. So here you can see the syllabus content for the agriculture chapters. What are the things you need to study first? That is Indian agriculture, important problems and reforms. That is basically the characteristics of Indian agriculture you need to focus here. Next, types of farming. Here different types of farmings are there, that is subsistence farming, commercial farming, shifting, intensive, extensive, plantation and mixed farming. Those are the things you need to focus. Just you need to focus on the characteristics of all those type of farming. Next, agricultural season, that is the 3 seasons according to the harvesting time and sown time, that has been divided into 3 types. What are those? Rabi crops, kharif crops and zaid crops. All those things we will discuss in details in our next slides. Next, that's climatic conditions, soil requirements, methods of cultivation and the processing and distribution of the following crops. Those are the crops only you need to study. About all those crops. Which are the crops? That's rice, wheat, pulses, sugarcane and oilseeds. Under oilseeds you need to study about the groundnuts and the mustards, and jute, cotton and tea. Those are the commercial crops you need to study from your syllabus. Now you can see what are the thing has been omitted, right? The same you don't need to study that following crops, that is the millets, oilseeds, that is soybean, and coffee. Remember, mustards and groundnut you need to study, but you don't need to study the soybean. So those are the omitted portion from your syllabus. You don't need to study at all, right? Now let's go one by one about all those things. The significance of Indian agriculture. India is an agricultural based country, right? Indian economy is based on agriculture, right? So agriculture, we are giving so much importance to agriculture. Near about 70 to 80% people directly or indirectly involved with the Indian agriculture. So we need to focus, we need to give much more priority to the Indian agriculture, right? It provides us food, and that in India we are having so much population, more than 135 crores populations are there. So we require food to feed them, right? Then only we will be self-sufficient. Next, not only feeding the people, that agricultural product, that is the raw materials we are getting from the agricultural sectors, right? That can be useful for the industry as a raw materials. Those are called agro-based industry. So for that, agriculture is very important, right? And it also provide us so many crops, so many varieties of crops, so many types of crops that we can send to the other countries, we can export to the other countries, and from there also we can earn the foreign money. So in that way, agriculture as a whole, it's give big boost to the Indian economy, right? So now next, what are the problems? Obviously in Indian agriculture there are so many problems are there. What are the problems? Just you need to focus. Maximum problems, you are well aware about those problems. What are those? The dependence of monsoon. Indian agriculture systems, we too much depend on the monsoon, right? So that is one of the problem. Why? Because monsoon, sometimes it comes early, sometimes it comes late, and there is no surety how much rainfall it will took place. But for agriculture, we can't rely completely on such natural things like natural process, right? Because the agriculture crops is required particular amount of water in a particular time only. So for that, we need to be careful. Next, land fragmentation. It means the land size in India, that is small size. So that also is one of the problem. Next one, low investment in agriculture, right? So investment, like the farmers, Indian farmers, basically they belongs from the poor background. So they don't have money such amount that what they can invest, right? And agricultural production, what you require at the beginning, initial stage, you need to invest more money, right? So that there is a problem, because in the rural areas there are no so much banking facilities or other financial facilities, right? So that is one of the problem, right? Next, the Indian agriculture systems, that still now it is manpower oriented, right? The modern machineries and all those things you are not using so much. So that also, overall production it hampered, right? So those are the basic problems. Rest we will discuss later on all those things. Now what are the solution? Obviously the solution for water, like the rainfall problem, it can be sorted out by providing proper irrigation system. Next, the funding problem, it can be sorted out by providing simple banking system to the farmers. So in that way they can sort out those problems, and we need to research more, so farmers can get the best facilities. They should get the weather forecasting well in advance, so according to that they can manage their cultivation. Right, now next go to the types of farming. As I said, here you can see there are different types of farmings are there. What are those? The shifting farming, subsistence farming, intensive farming, extensive farming, and the plantation farming. Those are the different types of farming. And what I said, you need to just focus what are the characteristics of those farming, right? So one by one we will discuss. So first, shifting farming. I am just making it very easy how those different types of farming developed. Just think about at the beginning where the population it was less and the available land it was more. Now what the people have started to do, at the beginning people was living their life for by doing the hunting or gathering in such a way, right? Then what they have done, when they realize they have to live the certain life, because the hunting gathering there is no surety. So for that what they have started, they started to produce that agricultural crops so in the particular place, and so they can get that continuous supply of food production, right? So for that, so first step it was taken, that was called shifting farming. Now what they are doing, people generally in that time they select one particular area, and in that particular area what they will do, because that time the forest or natural vegetation it was too much, so what they are doing, after selecting the particular area, they are just cleaning the land. Here you can see they are just cutting the trees and they are cleaning the lands, and they are making it converting it to the agricultural land. They are converting to the agricultural land, and they are burning those plants, and from there they are getting fertilizer. That from the ashes, burning ashes, they are getting that fertilizer, and for few continuous years they are able to get the good amount of production. And slowly the problem is there, after few years what happened, the productivity of the land it declined, and then what they are doing, they are just leaving that land, and in the other place they play the same process and they start cultivating. But what are the problems? Problem is there, in that way we are losing the fertility of the soil, right? So those are the problems of shifting cultivation, right? And here people have to shift from one place to another place after 4 or 5 years. So that was the problem of shifting cultivation. To avoid this problem, next concept came, that is called subsistence farming. Now what they have done, the people realize they have to stay in a particular place only, and they have to continue with the agricultural activities. So their lifestyle it will be much more settled, right? So what they have done, in that particular place where they are living, in that surrounding area only, they are preparing the agricultural land, and in that agricultural land they are cultivating and they are producing their crops whatever they require, but that is for their own. How much crops they require, they are just producing it for their own, to fulfill their own needs, right? That was the subsistence farming, right? After subsistence farming, now just think, for one person or one family, it's not possible how many crops or how many types of crops or how much crops is required, they will produce all those things. So in that way they have to be busy throughout the year, right? That's also problem. So to sort out this problem, what they have done, that is called commercial farming. Now people are not producing crops only for their own, right? They are producing the particular crops in large amount, so extra crops they can sell it or they can exchange it with the other farmers, and in that way they can live little bit better life, right? So that is called commercial farming. Now commercial farming, here you can see, is divided further into two. What are those? Intensive farming and extensive farming. Intensive farming, what happened here, what are the difference? Intensive farming, the focus is there to get more production, but for intensive farming, for that what they will do, they will involve more manpower, right? More input they will involve. What are those? More manpower, along with the manpower, fertilizer, pesticides, high quality seeds, all those things they will use, right? All those things they will use. That is called intensive farming. Remember, intensive farming is possible in such areas where the population density is more. Population density is more, there we can do the intensive farming. Now next one, that is the extensive farming. Now extensive farming, what? Where the population density is less. it means the number of population is less, lands are there more. Now what they are doing in that place, their focus is there to get more production. So for that, what they are doing, they are using machinery in place of manpower. They are using machineries. So by you applying those machineries and equipment, modern technology and all, they will be able to get more production. So extensive farming, basically those are machinery oriented. So that is the extensive farming, right? And next one, the plantation farming. This is one more step ahead in plantation farming. What they will do, they will look after the particular place and which crops it will be suitable, or which agricultural production it will be suitable for the particular area, right? After doing proper research, so in that place they will plan the particular crops or particular plant there. And here you can see the difference, it will be there will be one-time investment and continuously few years they will get the return. Like other crops, what happen, every one-time investment, it means one-time input, one-time output. But here plantation farming, there will be one-time input but continuously next 3-4 years they will get it, like they will get the output, like the tea, coffee, such type of plantation crops, right? Next one, there is a called mixed farming. Now mixed farming is a another type of farming. Here not only agricultural crops, along with the agricultural crops, what they will do, they will rear the animals. Now when you are doing both the things parallel, so both the agricultural crops and the animals rearing, it will complement each other and it will be much more eco-friendly. And the farmers also, they will get the financial benefit, because if one part, like either the agriculture or the animal rearing, if it will be hampered, so what will happen? So each can complement each other and farmers, it will be much more in sound financial condition, right? Now next we will discuss about the agricultural seasons in India. Agricultural seasons of India, I already mentioned, these are the 3 seasons: Rabi, Kharif and Zaid. Rabi crops, very simple, you remember the winter seasons, which are the crops we are cultivating, that's coming under the Rabi crop. So obviously the Rabi crops, the shown time and harvesting time, it will be from November to March. And what are the examples of the Rabi crops? Here you can see wheat, mustard, tobacco and gram. And next Kharif crops, that it will be dependent on much more southwest monsoon, right? So it's required more water and it depends on the southwest monsoon rainy season. So the shown time and harvesting time, it will be in between June to October. And the types of crops that you will get it here, that is the rice, maize, millet, cotton, jute, sugarcane, those are the crops. Now Zaid, it's it can be grown very short period of time in between the Rabi crops and Kharif crops. In between the Rabi crop season and Kharif crop season, in very short span of time we can get such type of crops. What are the example? Watermelon, muskmelon, cucumber, those are the example of Zaid crops. Now next we'll discuss about the rice. As I said, what are the things you need to study? You need to study the processing of particular crops, what are the methods we are applying, as well as distribution, which are the state is distributed, which are the area is distributed, right? So I'll give you the easy tricks how to remember all those crops in a easy way, so you can do it better in your exam. So rice is a which type of crops? Kharif crops, right? So obviously the temperature is required more as well as rainfall. So you just need to mark all those things. How much temperature is required? So here you can see temperature is required 18 to 32 degrees Celsius. Rainfall 150 to 300 centimeters. And it required fertile soil. It required fertile alluvial soil where it can grow nicely. Next, here you can see the methods of cultivation. Here the methods, all those methods are very important, right? Showing, transplanting, harvesting and the processing. And at last we will get the fine rice product, that it will fulfill our needs, right? So now you see the methods of showing, right? The rice cultivation methods, these are the methods you need to remember. Those are the key terms. What are those? The broadcasting methods, right? Broadcasting methods. Next one, drilling methods. Next one, drilling method. And third one, that is the dibbling methods. Those are the important methods you need to know little bit in details, right? Next, two more methods are there. One is transplanting methods. What is that method? Here it will be done initially, it will be done in the nursery, and when in the plants it will grow little bit taller, 25 to 30 centimeters. That time that sapling it will be transplant to the agricultural field, actual agricultural field. That is called transplanting methods, right? And another method is there, that is called Japanese method. Japanese methods and transplanting methods, it will be same, like it will be done initially in the nursery and then it will be shifted, right? So those are called the Japanese methods. Although Japanese method, there will be hybrid seeds like HYB seeds, it will be used much more fertilizer it will be used, and it will be done much more intensive way. That is Japanese method. Now rice producing state, just you need to remember the state's name and the area. Here you can see West Bengal, Uttar Pradesh, Haryana, Andhra Pradesh, Punjab, Assam, Bihar, Gujarat, Manipur, Meghalaya, Tripura, all those states we can get the rice cultivation. Just remember the map. Next, wheat. Wheat is another more important crops, and which type of crop it is? It is the rabi crop. So obviously it don't require so much temperature, is required less temperature as well as less amount of water. So here you can see how much temperature is required. That is 10 degree to 15 degrees Celsius. That much temperature is required, right? And that is required in the shown time, and during the harvesting time temperature should be little bit more, so it will help to ripe. Next, the rainfall. Rainfall is required less because it is a rabi crops. So how much rainfall? That is 15 to 100 centimeters. 15 to 100 centimeters amount of rainfall it is required. And obviously is required fertile soil, alluvial soil to grow this wheat. Now major wheat producing part of India. There you can see Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, Haryana, Gujarat, Punjab and Madhya Pradesh, right? Those are the places where there is an effect of western disturbances. Where there is an effect of western disturbances, there we can get such type of crops easily. Next, pulses. Pulses is considered as a rotational crops, right? It helps to get the nitrogen fixation in the soil. It is very helpful, right? So pulses, and also one more important feature of pulses is provide the protein elements to the vegetarian people, right? For them also pulses are very important, right? Next you need to know about the required condition. As I said, temperature it will be required 20 to 25 degrees Celsius. Rainfall also it will be required less, that is 50 to 75 centimeters rainfall, and it can be grown in any type of soil, especially the alluvial soil, black soil and red soil, right? Those are the important required conditions that is required for pulses. Along with that, the states, which are the state is famous? Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan and Andhra Pradesh. So those are the area, here you can see those are the area where we can get those pulses very nicely, and the production is more. Now next, going for the sugarcane. Sugarcane is a commercial crop, right? It mainly produce to generate sugar, to produce sugar, right? So this sugarcane, what are the conditions required? Obviously is required more water, fertile alluvial soil. Those are the conditions required for sugarcane, right? Here you can see the methods of cultivation. What are those two methods? Set methods and rotating methods. Set methods means the whole sugarcane it will be divided as per the set, right? As per the sets, mainly it will be divided in 3 sets, and from each set we can get the new sugarcane for the next year. And rotating methods, here just the base of the sugarcane it will be kept in the soil, and the above the soil whichever portions are there, that it will be taken out, and base it will remain there, and next year we can get the new sugarcane from there again. So that is called rotating methods, right? Next one, here you can see the major sugarcane producing states. Obviously that is Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra. Those are the two famous sugarcane producing states in India. Along with that, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, those are the other states, and the southern part of India also getting popularity for sugarcane cultivation, right? Next, one more important crops, that is the groundnut. Groundnut is the oil seeds that we are producing, getting the oil, right? So for that it is popular. Climatic condition required, here you can see you need to mark the temperature, required temperature 20 to 25 degrees Celsius temperature is required, and rainfall also required less. How much? That is 50 to 100 centimeters rainfall is required, right? Those are the basic things you need to remember. Next, one more oil cheese, that is the mustard. For mustard also temperature you can see is required 20 to 25 degrees Celsius temperature. Rainfall is required very less, 25 to 40 centimeters rainfall, but in showing time temperature should be 20 to 22 degrees Celsius, and during the harvesting time, it means when the mustard it will start to ripe, so that time temperature is required little bit more, that is 28 to 30 degrees Celsius, right? Now let's see the major producing state. Which are the major producing state? That is the Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh. Those are the place where you are getting much more mustard, right? Next, cotton cultivation. Cotton cultivation is required different type of climatic condition, especially is required the black soil, that is Maharashtra and Gujarat. Those area is famous for cotton cultivation, right? Those area is famous for cotton cultivation. So what are the condition required? So climatic condition required, that is the temperature 30 degrees Celsius it will be ideal, and long vegetation period, ample sunshine, that it will be the required climatic condition, as well as the dry climate, right? That it is good for cotton cultivation. Now ideal soil, the deep soil, heavy clay soil, that is required. Ideally black soil is very much essential for this cotton cultivation, right? Now next important things is there the distribution. Here you can see the cotton mainly distributed, as I said, Maharashtra and Gujarat. Those are the place where we are getting much more cotton, and along with that Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, those are area, even some part of Karnataka also you are getting such type of cotton, right? So here you can see Gujarat is maximum, and then Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Haryana, those are the states where we are getting the cotton cultivation more. Next, the jute. Jute is there in the eastern side, West Bengal, Assam, those side, jute cultivation is famous. So that is also called golden fiber. Just mark that important term, that is very, very important. Jute is considered as a golden fiber, right? And it is useful for many more purposes. It is used for many more purposes, and it is the major cash crops of India. Next, here you can see the geographical condition to growth, that is the jute cultivation. What? The temperature. Important thing is the temperature. How much? 24 to 35 degrees Celsius temperature. Rainfall, that is 125 to 200 centimeters rainfall, right? Those are the required condition for jute cultivation. Next, here you can see the major producing areas. What are those major producing areas? Let West Bengal, Bihar, Assam, Odisha, Uttar Pradesh, and Meghalaya. Here you can see those are the area where we can get much more jute, especially the eastern side of India, right? Now the tea, one more important commercial crop, that is the tea, and that is also plantation crop that mainly grows in the mountain area or hilly areas, like place like Darjeeling, as well as southern part of India's those hill station area we are getting the tea cultivation, right? So climatic condition required. What is the climatic condition? As I said, temperature 16 to 32 degrees Celsius temperature, right? And rainfall it is required, that is 127 or near about 50 inches rainfall it will be required. But main important part, where we are getting the good quality tea, so there the humidity should be 80%, and pH range of the soil it should be 4.5 to 5. That should be ideal for the tea cultivation. Here you can see the methods of tea cultivation from seeds as well as from cuttings also we are getting that tea. Next one, the methods of harvesting. Here there is a different processes are there. Just you need to focus the keywords right now. First of all, you can see it here, the plucking, that is very important, right? Pruning is another important term here, right? Mark those important terms. Just know the features, what does it mean by the plucking, by the pruning, and the clonal methods. All those things you need to remember, right? Now major producing state, as I said, Assam, West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Karnataka, those are the place basically. Even the northeastern states, those area we are getting that major tea production area. Here you can see the table. As per this table's heading, you need to collect the information from your textbook and you need to fill the table. That it will help you to get good marks and get good read about all the chapters, all the crops information easily. So what are those? The types of crops. These are the main crops you need to study, and under those, what are the heading? Under which heading you need to study? The types and the required condition, temperature, rainfall, soil. When you discuss all those things, I just mark it, right? So just fill that with all those information, right? Which type of temperature is required, rainfall is required, soil, what is the shown time, what is the harvesting time, and the producing state. You need to focus all those things only, basically, right? Now you can see one more important thing, that is those are the important terms are there from your syllabus that you need to focus. Drilling, dribbling, broadcasting, transplanting, Japanese methods, rotting, set methods, clonal methods, oil cake, ginning, pruning, and the fermenting. Those are the important terms you need to focus, and you can get good marks, because that is those terms are very, very important for your MCQ question. Now very, very important information. This information you will not get it anywhere else, right? For largest producing states of those crops that is given in your syllabus, you need to write this data only. These are very authentic data. Don't follow anywhere in the net and any other textbook. Follow this thing for your 2023 exam, right? So I repeat, rice, leading producing state, that is the West Bengal. Wheat, Uttar Pradesh. Pulses, Madhya Pradesh. Cotton, Gujarat. Sugarcane, Uttar Pradesh. Groundnut, Gujarat. Mustard, Uttar Pradesh. Tea, Assam, and jute, West Bengal. Those are the things only you need to focus, and if you will focus properly on those are the aspects of this chapter, so you can get good marks in your board exam. Thank you very much. Meet you soon in the next episode.